Okie dokie. Let's get started. Right, like I said, my name is Gabriella Richard. Um, I'm the founder of La Belle au Bois dormant Publishing. For those of you who remember your high school friend, that's stands for Sleeping Beauty Publishing. And we're here today to talk about the ultimate business card: how to become the author of your own business book in less than 60 days without spending a fortune or writing a single word yourself, unless you want now, for those of you that are on the call, I know some of you are not necessarily interested in writing a business card. Maybe you're more interested in writing a book. No need to worry. The nuggets that I will be providing during this webinar will cover that as well. So I want to thank you all, first of all, for taking the time to participate in the webinar today. I promise that you will be glad that you did. So let's get straight to it. So the business landscape has changed dramatically in the last 5 years. Traditional marketing strategies have been made all but obsolete. We're now in the age of social media. There is never enough Twittering, Facebooking, Googling, Pinteresting, you name it. It's all about social media. It's the darling of marketing nowadays. Where once customers would look you up in the yellow pages, they now use price comparison websites and peer-to-peer recommendations. It's getting all but impossible to distinguish yourself in a sea of information. We're going to try to see how you can distinguish yourself in this sea of information. So tonight we will cover why a book is your ultimate business card, the ultimate secret weapon that will distinguish yourself from the rest, what it takes for you to get the title of expert in your niche in less than 50 days, how to get it done quickly and easily with a very small investment or zero investment if you're strapped for cash. And to be completely honest, we're still in the middle of the recession, so that might be the case. Is this something that would be an interest to you? Yeah? If it is, type your answer in the box. Yes? Yes? I see John says yes. Emma saying yes. Gemma saying hell yes. Okay. Excellent. Ooh. So, why is the book the ultimate business card? To understand why a book is the ultimate business card, we need to ask our question, the first question, which is, what is the point of a business card? Now, guys, I want this to be an interactive session. Happy for you to send me questions and for them to come flying in left, right, and center. But let's be interactive. What's the point of a business card? Any thoughts at all? Right. Rob says, have contact details. Okay. Sue says, so they can remember you. Right. Lots of remember you, contact details. Okay. I asked the exact same question to some of my business friends, and they came up with some of the similar answers. In active advertisements, first impression of your brand, to take notes on, to give a one-time offer, to provide contact details, to help people remember you. These are all valid points. Now, let me ask you another question. Yeah? Or maybe not so much of a question, but more of an observation. I'm sure that not a lot of people can answer this question with satisfaction in any business, the point of a business card. But think about this. How many times has someone called you back because of your business card, wanting to buy a product or a service from you? Yeah? No, no, no. Rob said once. Okay. We've got a lot of no's, but Rob's got that one, so that's fine. Another question. Out of all the business cards that you've collected over the years, how many people have you called as a result? And no, Rob, I don't think it was one or two. You were just joking. Okay, that's fine. So basically, as you can see, if you have a think about it, we've got all these business cards, but rarely do we get any utility use out of them, and rarely do we use them to call other people that we wouldn't have the number for anyway. So, the ultimate business card, a book. You're writing a book not to make money from your book, even though you could. You're writing the ultimate business card book to make money because of your book. The point now, imagine I'd like to describe to you a simple situation. There's a business owner. He sells pizzas and subs. He's sweaty, hot. He's too busy. There's a recession. He's sick and tired of running around. He gets marketing crap thrown his way all the time. Now imagine there are two marketeers. It's crucial. The first marketeer walks into the pizza joint and talks, and he goes yada 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 blah 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 blah. Right before he gets up, he pulls up a flimsy little business card and says, "Call me." Okay. Now let's twist it so that it gets really interesting. Now the second marketeer walks in and gives the exact same pitch. Frankly, there are only so many pitches you can give. Now, however, he pulls out his super secret weapon, which is a book. He reaches out into his pile of marketing stuff, pulls out a book. His name's on the cover. His photo's on the back. It's his book. It's got his expertise. It showcases his expertise. It goes on top of the pile of whereas the first marketeer's business card got shoved into a drawer. The second marketeer's business card is a book. It's bulky. It goes on top of the desk. It's visible. It's there. His face is on there. It's memorable. So even though you could make money out of a book, but that's a completely different strategy. You're not doing that for that. You're doing this to make money because you have a book with the authority that gives you. Why a book? Book authors are experts. They create credibility. They provide, yes, I am right. Thank you, Gemma. Yeah, I'm right. They create credibility. They provide free advertising. Books provide advertising. They create attention. They infer authority. They help you seal the deal by providing leverage as your abilities are pre-sold, guys. Let me repeat this. Pre-sold. And this is why there's a picture that says it's a no-brainer. It's pre-sold. Remember, the point of the book is not to tell everything you know, is to attack it from the point of view that you're showcasing your abilities, solving a problem, and providing contact details so that people will feel that, oh, if I could get somebody to solve whatever problem I have in my niche, who would I call? I want to call John. Yeah, because he's obviously an expert. He's got this book, and it covers some of the things that I've been thinking about. That's who I want. You want to be the go-to guy. You want to be the expert. So, really, people, it's a no-brainer. Yeah. Anna says yes. Bob says yes. Yep. It's a no-brainer. Keep calm. Let's get started. So now, how do you get from thinking about a book to publishing a book? Let's get straight into it. The practicalities of it all. It's not all that scary. Okay, I've got a question here from Lisa. Lisa says, I don't know how to write. Okay, okay, Lisa, I'm sure you know how to write. But if you're not comfortable in the business writing in the matter of business writing, sorry, that's not a problem. What we're going to do right now is we're going to cover how to do it yourself, and also how to get someone outsourced to do it for you. That's going to come later on. Yep. Rob says, yep, because he doesn't have time. Yep, that's not a problem. Generally in business, time is a premium. So you want to maximize and leverage the knowledge that I'm going to give you right now. Let's get straight into it. Getting the writing done. writing your own book. Please don't reinvent the wheel. Yeah. Only attempt to write your own book if you know your subject matter, you speak on it often enough, you blog or teach it regularly. Yeah. And obviously people might be trying to breaking into other niches, but these are things that are hard to fake. Either you know the subject matter or you don't. And even if you outsource this, and I'll talk about outsourcing later on, you need to be a master of your subject matter. So I would always recommend that only write your own book if you know your subject matter, and in a subject matter that you know. Even if you're going to outsource it, it's better to do that in a subject matter that you know. Yeah, where possible, use materials you've got. Yeah, I'll go into that a little bit further in a couple of seconds. Um, collections of your most popular blog posts. If you've got a very popular blog and you write on there weekly, daily, I don't know, you can gather those blog posts and use that to go what your audiences are interested in and put together a collection. You can do how-to guides. If you're used to teaching and you teach a specific method, a specific strategy, or tutorial or course, that could be part of what you're teaching. You can showcase your teaching skills or your teaching materials and further position yourself as an authority. You could be at such a point in your career um, where you are at such a level that you'd rather just put together a personal journal or memoir of your experiences in finance. Um, it could be a compilation of essays or research articles that you've contributed to or opinion writing that you've done. Um, it could be answers to common questions by customers. You could explore that in depth, like Dr. Ted Eisenberg did, and he's here. Ted Eisenberg and his wife wrote a book um, that's called The Scoop on Breast, because Ted is a plastic surgeon. A plastic surgeon busts the myth. It's quite hard to say. Yes, anyone in the service business can get the ultimate business card and establish themselves as an expert, even a plastic surgeon. Yeah, I wish I'd thought about that cover. Quite cleverly done. Here's a list of different service professionals that this would particularly suit. Dental professional, real estate professionals, financial professionals, insurance professionals, legal professionals, accountants. The list goes on. Ah, Anna said I'm one of them. Okay, that's good. Um, right. Eric says I'm a plumber. How is this going to benefit me? Plumber. Write a book about, take pictures when you're on plumbing jobs. Write a book about the most common plumbing issues that happen in private houses or commercial dwellings, depending on your speciality. Use that book to leverage yourself as an authority and a specialist for those big, gigantic maintenance contracts that you want to pull off for your business. So, like I said before, really, if you're a mortgage broker, advisor, financial planner, motivational coach, a yoga instructor, whatever, as long as you've got something to teach, you can write or outsource and benefit from a business book. You are going to establish yourself as an authority, just like Anthony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki and Simon Zucchi and Donald Trump and, well, Donald Trump is in and Kiyosaki and Robbins are in a league of their own. But all the gurus are doing it. This is what they do, and this is how they get the kind of pull where they get invited to speak to events, and they actually get paid for it. So they live a different lifestyle basically because they've already established that authority. You know. At this point, has anybody got any additional questions to what I've just said so far? I just want to make sure that we're all caught up and on the same page. No, no. Emma says it's clear. Louisa says it's clear. Rob says it's crystal clear. Okay, fine. So you've now you figured out your manuscript. It's there. Now you need to think about the book cover, and people do judge. They will judge the book by its cover. In previous years, before the advent of all the technological changes that have been happening, you could spot a self-published book a mile away. Sorry, Gemma just said, funny face, baby. Love it. Yeah, thanks. I think it's funny as well. In previous years, you could spot the difference between self-published book and one that had been printed by traditional publishers because of the quality of it all. As you can see from my before and after pictures that I have on this slide, between the contrast of the color of the belly and the color of the background and the positioning of the text and whatnot, this just doesn't work. This smacks of self-published, yeah. In comparison to the after picture, obviously, I would say that since this is one of our cover makeovers at La Belle Bois Dormant Publishing. So you need to get the book cover right. You know, you can use design software such as InDesign and Photoshop. I'm sure some of you on the call have got are here because you've got that kind of experience. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Heather says she does. You can get the Adobe Software Suite, which will give you all, I think it's 20 different softwares at a discounted monthly rate from Adobe if you use iCloud, instead of paying £600 for only one of the software. But, okay, Gemma says how much is that? It works out roughly around, what was it? About $40 a month, which is about £36 a month, something like that. Okay, Rob says, never used Photoshop. What will I do? Is it difficult to learn? Yes, is the short answer to that question. If you've never used InDesign or Photoshop, the learning curve will be exponentially greater. You would be better off outsourcing that and getting it done, because the time it will take you to learn, no. No, I wouldn't. I personally would outsource it if I didn't know how to use these software. You can get affordable copyright-free images from places such as Dreamtime, Stock Photo, Fotalia. Okay, Rob's asking again, is it easy to outsource? Yes, it is. I will cover that in a short while. Yeah, definitely cover that in a short while. Don't worry, I won't forget. It is part of the slides. Dreamtime, Stock Photo, and Fotolia, and the photos aren't very expensive. You can get that at a reasonable rate, depending on the photos, depending on the copyright that you want to use photos for. Some of the photos that we use, we get them from Stock Photo, just because it's such standard photos that we don't need to go to a specialized copyrighted photography supplier. So yeah, you can check out Dreamtime, Stock Photo, and Fotalia for the cover, and just look at other covers in your particular domain. So if you've chosen to write a book that's similar to some other person within your niche, it's probably because not only do you like the content, you probably like the cover as well. You can get inspiration from looking at that cover and just thinking, how can I do something similar? Now, but how do you get published? You've got the book, you've written the book, you you've made it on a similar structure or in the same vein as another popular book that you really like within your niche. You've got the cover. You've either done it yourself or you've outsourced it. Okay, that's fine. So you said, how do you get published? Get into the meat of things. Traditional publishing takes about 12 to 24 months. Yeah, depending on the book, the size of the book, the different elements of the book, whether there's a heavy element of pictures that needs to be um, generated or drawn, or anything any speciality elements that need to go into the book, which will delay things. So it takes about 12 months to complete a rough manuscript, and this is what, so we get to pre-production. It takes about 6 to 8 months to have a promo plan. Obviously, if you're writing a business book, you might not be thinking really about that. It takes about 6 to 8 months as well to do the auditorial, 4 to 6 months for the design, 4 to 6 months to get an ebook, 6 months to get another print production run, another 3 4 months. I mean, it all adds up. And that's just because you've got all these checks and processes and sign off within traditional publishing. And that's why the timeline can be up to 24 months. You could have finished writing your book and you're still going to end up waiting at least 12 months to actually see it anywhere or even be able to get your hands on it. Obviously, we're talking about traditional publishing. First, you'd have to get a traditional publisher to take your book. You'd have to solicit agents, to solicit publishers to be interested in taking your book to begin with. Be prepared for rejection, because that's just par for course. Um, the other option to that, oh, you could get accepted. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Gemma. Yeah, you could get accepted. Yeah, like I said, you get accepted and you go, yee, yippee, you know, and take the book to publication. You could. Yeah. The other option people had was vanity publishing. So it's a shorter process, takes half the time, but you have to pay them a big fat check because they will print a certain minimum number of copies. Um, so you'd have to buy like 1,000 copies of your book in advance, make space for it in the garage, um, and it still takes you a very long time to get where you want to get to. And yeah, so vanity publishing. Now, obviously, we're in the year of we're in the era of self-publishing. Yeah, and the benefits of self-publishing is that you're in control. I didn't mention this before, but obviously with traditional publishers, they get the royalties from your book. Um, they're in control. They're in control of your editorial. They're in control of the final output of the book. You can get some input in there, but unless you're Anthony Robbins or Robert Kiyosaki, your input is minimal. Basically, once you've written it, your input is minimal. Self-publishing will give you the control that you require to get. If you only want one copy of your book, that's fine, and at a discounted rate because you're the one who's set up that account or has been set up for you in your name, and you can control that process. And if you decide that you want to use your book to make money out of, you can do that through self-publishing. So how do you self-publish? Publish. Let's talk about print book first. To self-publish a print book, the easy, and I'm going to be talking mainly about Amazon. And the reason I'm going to be talking about Amazon is because Amazon is a mammoth. Yeah, Amazon has 60% of all books, 60% of the market in terms of book. Sorry, 60% of the, I got distracted there, so my cat just went by. Um, Amazon's got 60% of the book publishing market, basically, and that's because they're everywhere. They are they're enormous beasts, and they are everywhere. Yeah? It's very easy to publish with them, and they have a scheme of a strategy of exclusiveness. Sorry, exclusiveness, which they put into place. But that's for another seminar. I could talk about that for an hour. But how to self-publish in print. Set up an account with on CreateSpace, which is an Amazon company. I think it's createspace.com. Google it, you can't miss it. Set up a spread, and I'm talking about CreateSpace first, not Amazon.co.uk or .com. Set up an account on CreateSpace, or it doesn't cost you anything. You put in your details, your name, your address, whatnot. Your account is set up. Before you do anything else, you search the CreateSpace forum. If you haven't done it already for your manuscript, you search the CreateSpace forum for cover and interior templates. Yeah, because Amazon has certain, they all have. I mean, if you were on the other platforms such as Lulu and Barnes and Nobles and whatnot, you still have certain submission requirements. So you're looking for the cover template and the interior template, and these are all ranked by the size of the book. And some of them are already pre-formatted. So you can just copy and paste your information on the interior template. If you don't know what size of book to use, as a default 9 by 6, I'll let you know what you want. A lot of this you need to have thought about before you've got as far as getting to CreateSpace. It's actually better to start the other way around. Start with your CreateSpace account, download all the information that you need to know, and then ensure that you or whoever you're outsourcing it to is adhering to the cover and interior requirements for submission. So you've done all that. You know that what you have is compliant. So what you do is you upload your cover art on CreateSpace. It's a very straightforward process. All the information is on there. Upload your cover art on CreateSpace. Then upload your publishing compliant interior. It needs to be publishing compliant, and that's compliant with PDFA ISO 2001. This is the information that will also be available on CreateSpace. The easiest way to get your PDF compliant with ISO 2001 is by using Adobe Professional, and in the print save as menu, choosing the extra options to have it compliant with this particular um, PDF format. But what's required will be on the website of whatever platform that you're self-publishing to. You fill in the metadata, and all the platforms, be it Barnes and Noble, Lulu, Lightning Source, all of them will need you to do these steps. You fill in the metadata. Metadata is basically just keywords that will help customers find your book. So, for example, let's say that you've got a book in that's all about real estate. Your metadata would be zero investment purchasing in real estate. It would be real estate, for example, would be one of the metadata words. It would be mortgages. It would be commercial properties. It would, depending on what your book was about, it would be specific for that particular genre. Okay, I've got a question from Rob about Google AdSense. Yeah, the reason the metadata helps Google index your book and makes it easier to find when people so you fill in the metadata, depending on your niche, depending on what your book's all about, and you're thinking about what kind of keywords these people would use on Amazon to find your book. You use the free Amazon ISBN number, yeah, which they provide. It saves you about £126 for buying one, yeah. But because you're using their ISBN number, you can only publish on Amazon. You can't take the book with the ISBN number somewhere else. ISBN is basically the product number. Books have got product numbers and they're called ISBNs. Why it costs you £126 is because they can only be bought by publishers, such as myself, and they're bought in bulk. And the minimum purchase for a bulk of is £126 from Nielsen, who are the ones that are in charge of that in the United Kingdom, and Borders, I believe, are the ones who are in charge of that in the United States. If you have your own ISBN that you've got from somewhere else, you can use that. It's not a problem. You can use that and still be on Amazon and publish in other countries, India. It doesn't have to be specific to the country. So once you've done that, you order your discounted proof book. Um, Once you've ordered your discounted proof book, you wait for that to come back. You revise the document because you never know when you miss spelling mistakes, and then you resubmit it for publishing. Amazon approves your submission. Once Amazon approves your submission, and it takes about 4 to 24 hours, 4 hours to 24 hours, they approve your submission, and then you can set your price for your book and choose what your distribution channels are. Yeah? Did that all make sense? I know I've tried to summarize it all in a very short process, but obviously because this isn't really about how to do it, it would take another half hour to show you step by step how to actually physically do it yourself. Um, right. Okay, I got a question about the price. I will take that a little bit later on. Um, and a question about the distribution channel. Basically, distribution channel just means where are your books going to be distributed. You can choose worldwide distribution. You can choose Europe. So you're basically just saying that the people in India, for example, can buy your book. Yeah, and they don't have to go through like Amazon.com and get it shipped to God knows where and then come back. They're able to buy your book. Okay. So yep, I know we're not about making money from the books, but just to wrap up this section about how to self-publish, and then I'll go on to talking about how you do or get all this done without actually putting in all this effort. Right, if you want to do an ebook as well, and you've already set up an account with CreateSpace, there is an option in CreateSpace to turn your book into an ebook. I suggest you don't click on that option and you go through it the long way, just because the conversion tends to not be very good with the internal Amazon software. Unless you're an IT tech, I suggest using free software such as Calibri, which you can get from calibri-ebook.com to produce an EPUB or a .mobi. A .mobi are the Amazon files that go onto Kindle. Amazon only takes .mobi files. The rest of all the other platforms take EPUB. But Amazon has its own special conversion that you have to comply with. So same thing as with the CreateSpace, you upload your cover art, you upload your .mobi compliant interior document, you ensure the images are less than 200 dpi, you fill in the metadata, which is yet again the keywords, you review the document display on Amazon's online Kindle viewer. If you're happy with it, publish it. If you're not, review it again, and once again, as sign off is similar to the CreateSpace process. And you wrap all this up with setting up your author profile on all platforms. And why I say all platforms is because, and I'm just assuming here, it's for tax purposes, Amazon has different platforms. So Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk, and all the other Amazon .fr, France, and whatnot. They don't, just because you set up your author profile on one of them doesn't mean you set up the author profile on all of them. You have to do an individual Amazon seller profile on each of them. Yeah, it's a very convoluted, complicated process that I'm presuming Amazon has in place because they pay less taxes that way. But don't quote me on that. Anyway, enough about how to self-publish by yourself. This is the hard way, and a lot of you have been writing that you're more interested in doing it the easy way. Okay, fair enough. I hope those who wanted to do this themselves, I hope you felt that you've got enough value here to be able to go off and start doing it yourself, basically. Right, moving on. Okay, sorry, Rob is. I do not really want to make money from the book. Yeah, you. Yep. Well, the purpose of a business book is for the book to get you customers, not really make money. Make money. So, outsourcing, the guru's secret sauce. Outsourcing, outsourcing, outsourcing. I can't say this often enough. What did we used to do before outsourcing? Right. Guru Secret Sauce. All these books that we've seen, I seriously doubt that, apart from supervising and ensuring that it says what he wants it to say, that a lot of these gurus write their own books by themselves. I would be extremely surprised. They outsource it, and then they come in at the end and give it their own special touch, and take it from there. Outsourcing. Where do you get these services to outsource all of this laborious amount of work? You can go to Elance. I think it's elance.com, which is a freelance service. You can go to Odesk. I think it's odesk.com as well, which also is a freelance service. There are several others. There is Freelancer, for example, which is also a freelance service, but it's called Freelancer. I think it's freelancer.co.uk. There are several different outsourcing out there for people who don't want to do it themselves, who need to find writers or designers. The prices vary depending on what platform you're on. And besides I would suggest going with the freelance service, because otherwise, if you're going for a design service or specific Kindle conversion service, that might cost you much more than you're willing to pay. And there are opportunities for finding competitive freelancers on Elance and Odesk, but obviously the better ones will cost you more. That said, things to watch out for, and I'm saying this from bitter experience. Make sure that the designer provides you with samples of previous work done. Although sometimes it might be tempting to use designers and writers that have just started off on these freelance platforms, note that you're taking a risk because you will not have an idea of the quality of their work. And it might save you a couple of quid, but you might regret in the long run. Make sure that when you write your bid, and that there are on these platforms, there are samples for you to see how to get these contractors. Make sure that you include a little test in your bid. And what you do is basically, let's say you're looking for a writer, so you write something that says something like, looking for a writer for a business book about the economy, finance, about finance. So preferably looking for somebody who's done a finance book before. It's X amount of pages, X amount of word or pages of words. More standard to say words. It's 10,000 words. I'm looking to pay between I don't know, this amount of money and that amount of money. Please reply with your suggested bid. Please provide me with samples. And could you start your reply with "Hey Batman"? Yeah. Now the point of doing that sounds absolutely crazy. Yeah, why? Yeah, Jem is asking why. Because what will happen is, if your contractor cannot follow your instructions, yeah, even when they're crazy, the point is that they're to follow instructions. If they can't follow your instructions, even when the instructions are crazy, then what you're going to end up with is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm speaking from experience. Back and forth. Do this. They think that they should do something different, so they do so. Yeah? And this is what you will get. Genuinely, believe me on this. If you only remember one thing about outsourcing is put in that secret test. If they can't remember to follow your instructions word for word, then when you're working with them, you will have an idea of what you want, and you will tell them exactly what you want, and they will provide you something else. Yeah. So you need to have a clear idea of what kind of book or cover you want. Yeah. Preferably, you want to provide them with 2 or 3 samples, either if it's about design or it's about writing from other authors' books, to say, listen, this is the type of thing I want. Do you think you can produce that? Build, even when you found somebody that you think that you will be able to work with, build in milestones. So it's not a lump sum up front. It's not a sum in advance. It is literally you will provide me with, if we're talking about writing, the first 1,000 words, and I will pay you this percentage of the foreword. That builds in safeguards because if you're 10% in and you're feeling this is not going to work out, then you can end that there and you've only lost 10% of the budget that you put towards this particular freelancer. Yeah. Choose 5-star freelancers for peace of mind. That said, I had a 5-star freelancer I wasn't really happy with, but they tend to be more keen to keep their 5 stars, so they will put in the extra effort and be really quick. Yeah. Make sure to specify if the book is text or picture heavy. That does actually matter when it comes down to what they need to produce for you. And always ask for a fixed price, or this will be a very expensive exercise. Yeah, that could be running on for months on end, and we don't want that. Yeah, so the services are there. Like I said, go do a quick Google search or just go on Elance or Odesk, and you can get both design. You can get freelancers for everything. um, yeah, it's a bit tiring. It's a challenge, but some people on the call are willing to take that challenge. Okay, just to recap, do you want your own book manuscript? I mean, your own book will be sitting on top of everybody's business card, frankly. You'll be a published author and able to FedEx serious authority. You want to crush the competition and have your book be your own offline marketing slave. That's what we want in actuality. Without it costing you a fortune, without it taking too long, and a chunk out of your life, because frankly, in business and in life, time is money. But it's actually cheap to get published. Does that sound like something that'd be interesting to you to find out how you can get all this done with less effort than all I've mentioned so far? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gemma says, yeah, I want that. Okay. Done for you services. Done for you services. Like I said before, obviously, I'm the sorry, not too far there. Let's try to get that into screen. Done for you services. So I started a startup company called La Belle au Bois Dormant. Like I mentioned before, that's the keeping. I'm a Disney lover of by heart. labelleauboisdormant.co.uk. We do provide a done for you service. We provide other services. Yeah, yeah, Lisa. We do provide cover designs separately as well. We do provide several other services, and I will put our website address. I will put our website address up on there shortly. Basically, what it is it could cost you anything from £7,000 to 20,000 pounds to get a book pulled together. If you were trying to do this by yourself and understanding how to recruit freelancers and whatnot, and how much that will cost you in your time, priceless. Yeah. Even though time is money, frankly, my time is priceless. And I'm sure you believe that your time is priceless as well. So we've put together a package that I'm hoping is going to get you really excited. That's not going to be anywhere near £7,000 to £20,000. Quite simply because we're looking to get testimonials. We want testimonials. We want happy customers that we can put onto our website, reams and reams and reams. And we know that if you're happy, then you will further push the word out to your friends and families who might be interested in a similar service or any other services. So we are genuinely looking for people to be our beta testers and to provide us with testimonials. So we've put together this very exciting launch offer for our bespoke services. The offer is, if you've got pen and paper, if you haven't got one yet, then I suggest you go and get one. The launch offer can be seen here at launchoffer.labelleauboisdormant.co.uk. I know it's a bit of a handful. So that's available. That's going to be in the next couple of pages. So you've got time to jot that down. Don't worry. So it's a special offer to become an author of your own business book in less than 60 days without writing a single word yourself. We would normally charge this at £4,799. because of the time it will take and all the things that we're offering in this particular deal. But we're offering this at a special price of £2,795. Well, that's a huge 40% discount. And that's like I said before, we want your testimonial. We want to be providing you with an interview style gathering of information or working from an existing print ready book because I see there that Eric said he's got something that he's already pulled together, never got to the end of. We can work with that as well. We can work by pulling together your blog commentaries or your articles, whatever fits with your niche. And we've got an interview style data gathering process that we use, whatever fits basically. Once we've gathered the data and we start pulling together the book, um, unless obviously you've already written something that you'd rather we start working on. We will be providing copy editing. So if you've already written your book, we will do the copy editing, professional proofreading. We will outsource professional proofreading. Provide you with press release distribution, a bespoke color cover design, ISBN registration and barcode. So you can take your book wherever you want. That we will also provide you with copies of your book, even though it doesn't say on the launch offer there. We will register your book with the statutory libraries in the UK because the law demands that they have a copy of your book as well if it's published by a publisher in the United Kingdom. We will ensure that you've got a print-on-demand setup on Amazon so you can reorder any quantities whenever you want at cost. We will ensure that you get an electronic copy and a physical copy of your book. So you will have your book both as an EPUB, as a .mobi, and as a print book. Press release, dedicated service. There isn't really any space to include all the extras that are not actually on this form that we'll be providing for you because we want that glowing testimonial. And in addition to this, we're also offering you a special bonus, two special bonuses. A free basic author website. Yeah, we will set that up for you, and we will host it for you for a year. You have a platform to sell your business book individually. We will also provide you with a free book on how to market your book. So how to market your book, and the what's not covered in there is that it would also include how to use your book for marketing. So that's what it should really say. How to use your book for marketing and how to market your book. All this is available at our launch offer site, which is launch offer LAUNCHOFFER .labelleauboisdormant.co.uk. Jot that down now. We're providing a 14-day 100% money back guarantee. Now, if you're not thrilled with our services for any reason, because it's a significant investment to make, and if you're not happy within the 14 days for any reason whatsoever, simply let us know and you will get all your money back. It is just as simple as that, basically. Right, okay. I just got a question here. Can I pay by installments? This hasn't been set up as an installment payment. I think we're probably not going to set that up as an installment payment either, because we're offering a full package service. And to be able to have the flexibility to do that, we would need to have the full investment in the publishing because it happens. I'm not particularly talking to you. I'm not going to mention who I'm talking to. But we wouldn't want to find ourselves in a situation where somebody partially paid and then something happened with them in their finances or whatnot. and then they couldn't pay the rest. So basically, we're halfway through a half-finished book, um, and a half-finished setup, so that wouldn't be appropriate. But we do have we we do provide other services on our website. So we do provide cover design and all sorts of other services on our website. So quite welcome to have a look at that. Yeah, if this isn't right for you right now. The offer is only available at the following link. Like I said before, it's launchoffer.labelleboisdormant.co.uk. If you haven't got pen and paper yet, you should definitely get one and jot this down. I'm going to keep it up there for a little bit longer. And okay, I got a question about the website. Right, I've got another 5 minutes. So I will show you the website while jotting down where this is. Like I said, it's La Belle au Bois Dormant, and I'm just going to. Sorry, guys, this is my first live webinar, so I'm not quite used to seeing online. So I've got another 5 minutes to go. So, right, this is the web. This is the launch offer page for the website. Yeah, as you can see, it's launchoffer.labelleau. And while I'm doing all this, if you've got any other questions, do continue to jot that in while I'm doing this. And our website is quite simply labelleboisdormant.co.uk. And yes, guys, I didn't think about what a long word that was and how many times I would actually have to say it when I set up. So let's see. I don't normally use Internet Explorer. Quite simply, my computer. So I'm going to start. Um, start, and then I'm going to start. Sorry, I just want to show you the homepage of the website. As you can see, that's the website address again, and the offer is you remove that and just put launch offer dot labelleboisdormant.co.uk. So yeah, so we do provide ebooks, print books, we do design, we do explain a little bit more about print book publishing and how it works and what an ISBN is and where you can get one, and there are other things on the website as well. So do have a look. But to finish up with the webinar, I'm hoping that you've had some interesting information, that it's been of value to you, and hopefully we will see you on the other side. Thank you very much for taking the time, and thank you all who said it was interesting. Like I said, the launch offer is available now. We only do accept a handful of bespoke. We can only accept a handful a month, just because that's the capacity we've got. It's such time-intensive labor of love, and the criteria we set for the outcomes of the book are as if they were my own, and my criteria are quite high. So it's on a first come first served basis. So make sure you get yours booked in at once. So it was lovely speaking to you, and I wish you all a very pleasant evening. And thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.